Rapunzel. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, a gentle couple lived in a small house. For many years they hoped for a child. Their hope rose and fell like the wind, yet a little light stayed in their hearts. Behind their home, beyond a high wall, there was a mysterious garden no one could enter. Its owner, a powerful woman whom people called a sorceress, lived alone. Her herbs and flowers were so fragrant that the breeze carried their scent into nearby rooms. One day, the wife looked from her window and saw, beyond the wall, a plant with tender green leaves. "Rapunzel," she whispered, "the rampion herb." A strange longing stirred in her, as if a taste of those leaves would soften the heaviness in her heart. When her husband came home, she confessed her wish. Seeing the pale look on her face, the man wanted to comfort her. After dark, he climbed the wall, slipped into the garden, and gathered a handful of Rapunzel leaves. The wife cooked them with gratitude and felt peace return to her. The next day, she wished for more. Again the husband climbed the wall, but a shadow fell behind him. The garden's owner stood there, voice firm yet calm. "Are you the one who steals from my garden?" The man bowed in fear. "My wife is unwell. This herb helps her. Let me make amends." The woman studied him for a long moment, then her tone softened. "I will forgive you, on one condition. The first child born to you will be entrusted to me. Do not fear. I will raise her well." Time passed, and a baby girl was born, with hair like threads of gold. The sorceress came and took the child gently in her arms. "She shall be called Rapunzel," she said, "named for the plant that called her into the world." She promised to keep the child safe. Rapunzel grew, and with her grew a lovely singing voice. When she sang, birds hushed and the wind slowed to listen. To keep her far from the world's noise, the sorceress placed her in a tower deep in the forest, very high, with windows to the sky and no door below. Inside were warm rooms, books, paints, and a small loom. There was only one way in. When the sorceress arrived, she would call from below, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your golden hair." Rapunzel would smile and let her long hair tumble from the window. Holding the braids carefully, the sorceress climbed. She taught the girl stories, the secrets of herbs, and the names of stars. Rapunzel learned that solitude can be a room where you hear your own heart, yet a small window of curiosity stayed open within her. She watched clouds, composed songs, and wove little tapestries. One day, a young prince heard a clear voice carried by the wind. The song was so pure and heartfelt that he turned from his path and followed the sound. He came to the foot of the tower and looked up. When the song ended, the forest returned to its usual whispers. "Who is there?" he breathed, but no answer came. The next day, at the same hour, he returned. Again the singing, again the light at the window. Then the sorceress appeared. The prince hid and heard her call, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your golden hair." Down fell the shining braids, up climbed the woman. Hope took root in the prince's heart. At dusk, the sorceress left. The forest grew still. With gentle courage, the prince stepped forward and tried the words himself. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your golden hair." A soft gasp sounded from above. Then the golden hair descended. The prince climbed with care and met Rapunzel face to face. They smiled at the same moment. He bowed with kindness. "I heard your voice and found my way to you," he said. "If you allow, I would like to be your friend." Curiosity brightened her eyes. "What is your world like?" she asked. He spoke of forests and bridges, markets and music, and the many colors of a sky at dusk. Rapunzel listened, eyes shining. Days followed like beads on a string. Each time he came, the prince brought books, fabrics, and little carved animals. Rapunzel taught him songs. Together they counted stars at the window. Slowly their hearts learned to walk side by side. One evening Rapunzel whispered, "I long to see the world with my own eyes. But there is no door." "If there is no road," the prince answered calmly, "we will make one. I will bring you a fine silk thread each time I come. You shall weave it in secret. One day we will climb down on your silk and set out together." Rapunzel loved this plan. Silks arrived, nights filled with quiet weaving. But the world sometimes overhears our plans. One day the sorceress sensed a change and asked questions. Warm color rose suddenly in Rapunzel's cheeks. The truth was clear. The woman spoke not with fury but with hurt. "I meant to keep you safe. The world can be loud and unkind, but you have grown." Even so, she could not let Rapunzel go. She cut the long hair and took the girl away to a distant plain, a small cottage, a well, and fields of grain. "Learn to live here," she said. That evening, the prince returned and called, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your golden hair." The braids fell, but at the window stood the sorceress. The prince's heart stumbled. As he stepped back, thorns below caught and scratched. The world turned to mist before his eyes. Yet life did not fall silent. Carried by far winds, Rapunzel's song still traveled the earth. Months passed. On the plain, Rapunzel drew water each morning, planted seeds, and learned to bake bread. She sang to the wind and to the wheat. Her heart was not broken, only shaped into something new. Waiting is also a kind of walking, she told herself. One day, footsteps approached across the fields. A traveler came, weary. His eyes could not find the light, but his heart could hear. Rapunzel was singing. The prince knew the voice. Feeling his way like someone finding home after a long journey, he reached the door. Rapunzel stood there, breathless, and then she laughed with joy. They knew each other without a single word. Rapunzel embraced him. Her tears slipped down and touched his face. 2 small tears held the weight of a long road. A coolness settled over his eyes. The mist began to part. Her face appeared like the sun stepping from a cloud. "Do you see me?" Rapunzel asked, voice trembling with a smile. "Yes," he whispered. "I see you again." From then on, they lived together, first in the cottage on the plain, and later, crossing forests and rivers in the prince's homeland. The tower lay far behind them. Rapunzel remembered it with neither hatred nor longing. She carried from it the patience she had learned, the songs she had sung, and the names of the stars. Sometimes the wind whispered, "The road is not only the stones beneath your feet, it is how your heart travels from place to place." Rapunzel smiled. "That is true," she said, "and sometimes a single tear shortens the longest journey." In time, Warm tables were set in the palace, yet the most precious thing was the quiet peace in their hearts. Rapunzel tied soft cords to the garden vines and taught children how to make safe knots. "How do you weave a ladder from silk?" they asked. "Gently, with patience," Rapunzel said, "and tie a little hope into every knot." And what of the sorceress? One day, in a forest near the palace, two old voices met beneath tall trees. Rapunzel bowed with respect. "You wished to protect me," she said. "Your ways were harsh, but I see your intent." After a long loneliness, the woman softened for the first time. "You have grown," she said, "and I have learned that fear can sometimes lead love to the wrong door." Leaves rustled with a light wind, and the woman's steps faded among the trees. At the end of the tale, the sky is open again. Rapunzel looks out through a window, not from a high, locked tower, but from a place anyone can enter. She greets the day. "Good morning." And at evening, counting stars, she murmurs, "Patience, courage, mercy." 3 small words, 3 great lights. Before we go, a quick question. If you stood by Rapunzel's little window tonight, what wish would you whisper? Patience, courage, mercy, or something else? Tell me in the comments. If you want more stories like Rapunzel, please like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications.